Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a great Friday. Having a really good day here, kind of a little more relaxed than usual. I'm not sure why, but today just seems to be a bit of a quieter day for me, so that's kind of nice. So I thought I'd get on here and talk to you a little bit about nutrition, because chances are you're pretty confused about nutrition. And I don't know about you, but I find it really frustrating when I see so many different conflicting studies about nutrition out there. You know, one day they're telling you that you shouldn't eat fat, another day they're telling you that you should eat fat. And it's just so confusing. And for someone who doesn't have a nutritional background, it can be really hard to know what information to follow and what to do to be healthy. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about that. And I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was the late 80s or maybe early 90s. Remember that scary looking woman with the short blonde spiky hair who would scream at you, "Fat makes you fat." And we all believed it. We're like, "Oh, fat makes you fat. That makes sense, right?" Because she was saying this, she seemed to know what she was talking about. She was definitely in really great shape, so it made sense. If you eat fat, you're going to get fat. So everybody started eating low fat, non fat crap, basically, thinking this is what we need to do to lose weight. And what happened? If you look back, that's probably about when the obesity epidemic started, and people started getting more unhealthy rather than healthier. And there was a prevalence of type 2 diabetes showing up, and it was quite terrible. So, and the reason for that is because if you take a food that naturally has fat in it and you remove that fat and make it a non fat or low fat food, what's going to happen is the taste and texture of that food is going to change and it's not going to be very good. So the food manufacturers have to add something to it so the texture and the taste is good so that you'll buy it and eat it. And in most cases, that is sugar and also probably some other artificial ingredients for texture and taste as well. So you're putting extra sugar into your body and extra chemicals and basically just making a real mess in your body because the added sugar and the chemicals really do mess with your hormones. And didn't get the results that we were expecting. I know I was big on the no fat, low fat thing. I was basically fat phobic, I would say. I would avoid anything with fat, thinking, oh, can't eat that, it's going to make me gain weight. And the results were not good. So fat is something that we do need in our diets, and if it's natural, it belongs in our diet. Another one is people actually gave up their butter for margarine, thinking, oh, it's a healthier choice because that's what the advertisers are telling us. Margarine is healthy for us, and margarine is not healthy for you. Butter is a natural thing. Margarine is all pure chemicals. It's terrible stuff, but you know, we're led to believe that what we hear in the media is true because we assume that these people have our best interest in mind. They're trying to share good information with us so that we can be healthy. But the sad truth of it is, behind most messages is a want for your money. So it's very much money driven, which is the diet industry is very much money driven, which is really sad because a lot of people really kind of believe what they're hearing, thinking that they're going to actually get healthy listening to these messages. So I thought I would give you some tips on how to separate the good articles from the bad articles and the good information from the bad information. Hey, Andy, how's it going? So when you read an article and it's talking about studies and stuff like that, you really need to look deeper into this article and find out who funded that study. Chances are the person who funded the study is going to gain financially if you believe the study. So, for instance, if there's suddenly a study telling you that you need to drink gallons of milk every day if you want to be strong and healthy, and you find out that the dairy industry funded that study, then that's kind of a red flag. Like maybe that's not true. So look who's funding it. Big corporations, you know, they can put studies out that will prove whatever they want to be proved in order for them to make a financial gain. And sadly, that's at the base of a lot of these studies. Um, and the media actually will often leave parts of the study out, so you're not even getting the full story. So they kind of twist it a little bit to drive it towards, you know, a certain point that they want to make in a certain direction they want to steer you in. So unfortunately, that happens quite often. Using your common sense. So your body knows what it needs. And unfortunately, we've learned over the years to not listen to our body. And we've put stuff into our body that has actually turned off messages that our body tries to give us. So sadly, that's, true. But if you can get back into listening to your body, it's going to tell you what you need and when you need it so you can be healthy. It's not easy to do, especially after years of, not listening to those messages, or those messages just being shut off by, putting unhealthy things into your body. But if you listen to it, if you listen to the cues that your body are giving you, it will guide you. So, for instance, if you eat a lot of sugar, how do you feel? For most people, they feel sluggish, and then later on they have a big crash, and they feel grumpy, and they just feel terrible. So that is your body sending you a very clear message that sugar is not good for you. So then if you notice that, and then you see the latest study, and maybe the study is telling you that sugar is super good for you and you have to have lots of it every day, you know that there's something wrong with that study. So listen to your body before you listen to the words of that study. Your body is very intelligent, if you can just learn to start listening to it again. And if the information we've been given, like from the Canada Food Guide or the Food Guide Pyramid or My Plate, if that information was good information, we wouldn't be in the state we're in today. And if you look at the state we're in today, our population, the obesity, the rates of obesity, diabetes, and even cancer are skyrocketing. Like, they're at an all-time high, and it's just getting worse. So if we've been following the Canada Food Guide, why would that happen? And I'll leave a link in my blog article so you can check out the information in the Canada Food Guide and why it's not something you should be following. So, sadly, we put our lives into these people's hands, and we believe what they tell us, and, it's not always coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of wanting money. So, sadly, that's true. And then, with all the misleading information out there, keep in mind that, like I said, quite often the reason for the information is because they're trying to sell you a product, or they're trying to steer you in a certain direction for whatever reason. It's usually a monetary reason. So, really kind of think about the things that you're reading, and the messages you're seeing on TV and social media and all of that, and really kind of think about, well, what are they going to gain from me if I follow their advice? And if it seems like, they're going to be gaining a lot of money from you, then chances are that the information might not be as good as you think. So what I suggest to you is talk to someone who has a nutritional background, such as myself. You can talk to me, and ask them to help guide you in the right direction as to what articles you should be believing. If you read an article and you're kind of confused about it, and you want to forward it to me and ask me my thoughts on it, I am more than happy to read it over. And if I don't know the answers, I know a lot of great people out there who can help me, and then I can help you. So please don't be shy to reach out to me on this. I've talked to so many clients over the years, and they're just so frustrated with all the conflicting information. They don't know what they should be eating, what they shouldn't be eating, and it's really kind of a sad thing. Nutrition can be really simple. Basically, if you want to take it to the most simple level, what I tell my clients is stick to natural sources. So stick to foods that were once alive. So anything that grows out of the ground or had parents, sorry, vegetarians, but anything that lives in nature, that you can find in nature, your body knows how to use that for energy. Whereas if you're eating something that's been manufactured, with chemicals and all sorts of stuff, your body doesn't know what to do with that. Body doesn't know how to break that down and use it for energy, so it ends up being stored as toxic fat. So, that's kind of a rule of thumb. Just ask yourself, is this a natural food? And that will help you in with a lot of the misleading information that's out there. And again, like I said, if you're not sure about something, send me a message and I can help clear it out for you, hopefully. And if not, like I said, I know a lot of people in the health and nutrition industry who could give me the answers that I can pass on to you. So I got to run. Oh, hey, Andrew, how's it going? Hi, Dwayne. I got to go and get ready for my last class of the day, clean up the studio a little bit, make it look good for my participants. So I'm going to go. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.